Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka Street Crypto Hub, and I am Eureka John. This is my morning video blog, and I'm broadcasting live on Theta TV from Leander, Texas, and basically it's just a suburb of Austin. Nothing fancy, just what it is, and it is August 19th, 2021 at 5:51 in the morning. And my concussion protocol is over. I have to drive into work now. So I am up extra early, getting it done. And so this is my video blog where I talk about cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency projects and concepts. And I've been doing this every single morning for quite a while now. And it's not financial advice. I'm not your teacher or anything like that. So you're just kind of going along the flow with me and trying to figure this stuff out. So I could be wrong, and don't buy something just because I was super enthusiastic about it one day. And that being said too, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I'm not shilling any of this stuff. I'm just kind of checking things out. So yeah, I'm learning too, just like you. Yay. All right, so good morning, Randy. Welcome back to the show. So let me minimize my mug here. I've been doing the green screen. I kind of like my regular old background with my paintings in the back and stuff. I'm not sure how keen I am on the green screen, but I'll stick with it for a little bit. I might just use the green screen on things like proper videos that I do that have to be more formal instead of just this morning show where I just ramble and blabber about everything from skateboarding to my kids to crypto and whatever. So all right. So let's get started. Let's go over here to the old CoinGecko and see what we have on display. And let me refresh this page while I take a bite of my banana. And I'm out of apples, so sorry. Let's see here. Okay, Bitcoin is down a little bit, and so is Ethereum. Looks like in the past hour everything's down. Most of the stuff is down in the past 24 hours, which is fine. I mean, we had a nice healthy kick up, and it was and I'm glad I just kind of held the reins a little bit and didn't really buy. Actually, I sold a few of my items, and I put down some payments towards an Aave loan that I had out as collateral. So I paid back some DAI. So now I have some stuff in protocols that are not leveraged out and is just earning money, so that's good. That's what it's about. You scoop off some profits, you pay back some collateralized loans if you have those, and then you turn profits through yield farming mechanisms. So yeah, it's all that game. A lot of this is game theory in a way. So strategies, and just kind of poke around and you find something that works for you and your budget and your desires and your ambitions. I dollar cost average. I don't really trade the market at all. I might scoop off some profits at the top like I just did, but I'm not going to be trying to play the daily game, or even a weekly game for that matter. You'll probably lose. There are some people that are really good about it, but they're just like, becoming a Major League Baseball players. There's a lot of people that are good at baseball, but only a few become actually Major League Baseball players. So your chances of turning an amazing profit by day trading and trying to time the market are about as good of a chance as you becoming a professional ball player. So just keep that in mind, all right? Not trying to damper your hopes or dreams and be a dream crusher, dream destroyer. I am the dream destroyer. No, I'm not trying to do that. It's good to have dreams and goals and desires, and it's good to try to achieve those, but just, it's okay if you don't, quite achieve the professional level of that. There's a lot of things that we enjoy doing. Like I enjoy skateboarding. I'm never going to be a professional skateboarder, and I'm okay with that. So, all right. Binance Coin, $401.61. XRP, $1.12. Dogecoin, 29 cents. Polkadot, 23.76. Solana's still in the top 10, sitting at 70, up 70.8%. It's down 2.1% dip. I'm looking for a little more of a healthy dip before I scoop on into that one, because I think Solana will be going to places, but I don't want to buy at the top of a 70% spike. It's just, yeah. I mean, I don't really try to time the market, but there's obviously some things that you're just kind of like, all right, I won't buy like at a 70% spike. Let's see what else we got here. Chainlink 2509, Polygon $1.32, Theta Network 670, Aave 374.52, and I think that's good for now. Okay, so let's move on to some topics. There's a topic I wanted to talk about. I use the Xerion Wallet, and hold on, let me see if I can pull this up and see if you can see it. And the Xerion Wallet is basically, if you have a bunch of Ethereum wallets, all over MetaMask, which a lot of you probably do have more than one MetaMask wallet, and I do, and Xerion and Zapper, for that matter, they're both apps that help you keep all those wallet balances in one place. And by balances too, I mean individualized per token. It'll show you even what you have on Binance Smart Chain and some darker windows down below. And then it'll show you Polygon Chain and stuff like that. So anyway, let's see here. Okay, so down below that, you'll see Binance. Let me see, get it in focus. You see Binance Smart Chain in the gray with those three. And then you'll see Minerium BSC at the bottom there, up above Polygon. And I got 150,000 of those MNEB tokens airdropped to me. And that happens quite a bit with some of these protocols. I see these weird airdrops in there. Alpaca Finance, AnySwap, it's a Binance 20 token. Minerium is a Binance Smart Chain token. I got some Validator POS, VALX token airdropped to me on a Polygon chain, and I've gone in sometimes and poked around that. I did that one loser chick, where you had the chicken laying the eggs and stuff like that, and I played their little lottery game and whatever. It was kind of fun and it was relatively harmless. But that Minerium, that MNEB token, I was like, what is this? So I go look at the website, and hold on one second. Let me go over here. Let me go to the Minerium website and show you what I'm talking about. All right. So it takes you to this website, and you have 150,000 tokens, and you're like, wow, man, it's probably worth nothing, but there's always this is why the lottery exists, because people have this curiosity and this desire that they think they might win big from some random occurrence, and almost 100% of the time, that's not the case. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but it's not the case a lot of times. But you're still curious, which is why I went to that loser chick website to go see, if I could win off of mining those eggs, which I lost, whatever. And but here's the Minerium. All right, so you need to connect your wallet. I'm not going to connect my wallet, okay? But basically, it gives you a certain amount of days and times. Minerium Genesis address upgrade fees now reduced by 50%. Minerium would be launched on Binance Smart Chain. Read more. All this stuff and big news, and you can stake. You have to claim, but you have to pay I believe it's like 0.6 or 0.3 BNB or Binance token in order to claim it. That should be your first red flag right there. And then if you go to CoinMarketCap, a lot of these aren't even on there. But hold on, let me see here. CoinMarketCap.com. And let's get over here. And you'll see. So CoinMarketCap, and let's look up this token, MNEB, and see what the deal is with this thing. If I can get this pull up. Anyway, so let's go back over here. I'm not ready to go back. Okay, so let's take a look back at this Minerium. All right, so it doesn't even really. It has a DEX here, the Genesis DEX, and I'll show you here what all that means in a second. Let me go back over here to this Bitcoin talk thread, and you know, if you go through Bitcoin talk and you see people, they're really like, you know, with people doing some basic homework, you think something that looks kind of like a Reddit thread or a Bitcoin talk thread, you know, it looks pretty official. You know, you're like, okay, it's not just marketing. You know, there's people actually talking about it. The fees are optional, only apply to airdrop participants with Genesis address, and they're calling me, because I received the airdrop, a Genesis address. You know, and I guess if you're into the crypto space and, you know, you're in DAOs and stuff, being a Genesis member, you know, is kind of like it's kind of a weird little status, you know, claim, you know, like, man, I'm a Genesis holder, you know, yeah, man, yeah, look at me, I'm a Genesis member of the DAO, you know, it kind of denotes a little bit of a clout and superiority. Minerium version 2 platform is already live. You can access it here. Make sure you read our how-to page to understand the project. Launch announcement. Make sure to check the Minerium staking feature, which offers 1,000% rewards. Wow. Hi, everyone. We would like to inform you that you can now start claiming your Minerium version 2 Genesis address. Total amount of coins, 32,000 MN. So this is MNE. Now, I apparently got the MNEB version of the coin. I don't know if Minerium itself was legitimate, but it's kind of the same rules, so I'm thinking not. But anyway, so let's go over here, and I did end up digging through, going down the pages of the search results, and I had to go about 4 pages in to find this. Airdrop scams, Minerium, MNEB, and Velo chain. Velo, land on Binance Smart Chain. Scammers intensify efforts on the Binance Smart Chain, now send millions to fake tokens to users with false promises for big rewards. Over the last 2 weeks, 2 major airdrop scams, including phishing token, MNEB, and fake replica tokens of Velo, were sent to millions of users of user wallet addresses. Okay, airdrop scams have become widespread across Binance Smart Chain. Scammers are able to lure victims into paying a fee to unlock the airdrop tokens. What's troubling is the fake tokens will appear in one's wallet, valued at thousands, up to millions of dollars, so the expensive fees seem worthwhile. And, you know, that's true. I got 150,000 of those MNEB tokens. Let's see here. So if a user's airdrop was 150,000 MNEB, reflecting MNE's price, which is 10 cents according to CoinMarketCap, the user thinks that they have $15,000 worth of MNEB tokens. A fee of 0.3 BNB to claim 15,000 sounds great. The only issue is the user will never get that 15,000. The market cap of MNEB on PooCoin is shown to be just above 24 billion, found in green on the left. So you got 24 billion market cap here on PooCoin, and yeah, it sounds all great and everything, but that's a major red flag, because that would mean that project is one of the top 10 projects in DeFi in general. You know, be right up there along Aave and Compound and, you know, Curve, and, you know, I don't think MNEB is up there along with the blue chips. I'm sorry. Yeah, and EffectGen says, yep, I own the token MNEB in my wallet, and you can't sell it. Yeah, exactly, you can't sell it. However, if one examines the MNEB BNB LP holdings shown right below in green there, it would show a liquidity of just over $12,000. This means it is legitimately impossible to exchange $15,000 worth of airdropped MNEB tokens. So yeah, watch out for these, you know. I don't know much about Velo. I haven't gotten Velo, but I've gotten a few others of these Binance Smart Chain airdrops, and you're looking down in your Xerion or your Zapper wallet and you're saying, what is this, you know? And you know, out of morbid curiosity, I've gone and taken a look, but watch out, guys. It is not all it's cracked up to be. Usually never is. I was trying to get to CoinMarketCap. Let me just see if I can find the MNEB coin on there. CoinGecko is really... That's why CoinGecko is better about having legit projects on there. CoinMarketCap can let some nasty ones squeak through. I don't know this PooCoin. I've never heard of that. I might check it out here. Minerium, so that's MNE. but still. The team has introduced a small fee of ETH in order to activate the claimed Genesis address. Yeah, so you don't want to jump into that, and that's probably the same thing with MNEB. Let's see if MNEB is available on CoinMarketCap. So yeah, just because they're calling you a Genesis holder doesn't mean you're special, okay? Because yeah, so it's all about the clout and the claims, right? Everybody wants that title. That's why everybody wants them damn CryptoPunks, because they want to show that as their avatar and show that they're OG, you know. So basically, it just shows that you got a bunch of cash you're willing to waste. But yeah, who am I? All right, so let's see here. Okay, so that is talked about. I wanted to go back over here and also talk about something that I absolutely know nothing about, which is what I'm pretty good at doing. I mean, it's why I'm in sales. I'm really good at talking about stuff that I know nothing about and then convincing people, I guess, that it's a good idea. Isn't that what a salesperson does? So let's see here. Okay, Bankless DAO, UMA, a case study on incentivizing crypto regulations. All right, so let's go to this Medium article right here. I'm a member of the Bankless DAO. I love being a member of the Bankless DAO, but I stick within the AV Guild. The AV Guild is something that I somewhat know about, audiovisual stuff. It's something that I'm passionate about, and it's something that I want to learn more about. Okay, so I don't really participate much in a bunch of the other guilds in the Bankless DAO. I'll show you some of these other guilds. Just not because I'm not interested in. Some people, they love going around and hopping around a bunch of the different guilds and participating in the talks and all that stuff. You know, hold on, let me get up here to the top. This is like one. Also in this Bankless DAO, it has one of the largest Discord channel selections I've ever seen. So let me find the guild select here. I just did a video on this for them. Okay. All right. So guild select here. You'll see all these different guilds: Writers Guild, Treasurers Guild, Translators Guild, Research Guild, Ops Guild, Marketing Guild, Legal Guild, Education Guild, Design Guild, Biz Dev Guild, Developers Guild, AV Guild, which I'm a part of, Analytics Guild, and Local Ambassadors. So there's all types of places you can plug yourself into. So I know about AV stuff within the Bankless DAO. I don't know a whole lot about what all these others do. There's some people that hop in and out of these. They do these. Every guild does their guild calls every week, and they coordinate, and then they do their community call once a week to all come together and make announcements, stuff that they've been working on. Then they have guild collaboration and stuff like that. I mean, I laser focus on the AV guild portion of it, but there's a legal guild here, and they've been doing some stuff lately, and I found this kind of interesting. I saw it posted up on crypto Twitter. I was like, oh hey, you know. And so Effect Chen says he's in the Translators Guild, so that's cool, you know. Yeah, definitely need a lot of translation if they're going to meet that goal of I think a billion people or 2 billion people not unbanked to become bankless. Not unbanked. There's a distinction between being bankless and unbanked. Unbanked are people, you know, that are in poverty a lot of times, in many cases, that are unable to be able to use any type of banking system or anything like that because, you know, they're oppressed and don't have the means to. Bankless is whenever you choose to opt out of the banking system and find alternative routes through things like through DeFi protocols in order to get home loans or in order to pay for a house or a car or whatever you want to do, or, you know, to try to do your day-to-day transactions if possible through cryptocurrency, which it is possible, and it's getting easier, but it's going to take a large movement and a push for literacy in the crypto space in order to be able to navigate the system. And like I said, it's getting easier, and that is the mission of the Bankless DAO and of Bankless in general, to push this literacy in the crypto space to the rest of the world, to try to get 2 billion or a billion people, I can't remember, to be bankless, to choose to opt out of the banking system and to cause a major disruption within the banking system as a result. Okay, so Bankless is partnered with UMA, and UMA is kind of like synthetics. As you can say, it's a decentralized derivatives protocol, and a derivative is something that is pegged to tracking the price as well of a real life asset or product. Or like Ethereum. It's something. A derivative is you holding a token that is pegged to Ethereum, to Bitcoin, to real estate, to stock, to Apple, Facebook, to whatever. It is something that is pegged to something else, and it's a synthetic of that product. And there's a whole market of people tracking synthetics, so you can basically bet on the price without actually owning the product. Okay, so anyway, that's what UMA does as far as the protocol, but they do a whole lot of other stuff, and they have a really strong community in the DAO. The Bankless DAO community and the UMA communities have been really bonding together and doing a lot of projects together. So in the framework of a cross-DAO collaboration, because UMA is its own DAO, and we're both working out how to figure out how to be a DAO together. Bankless DAO and UMA have developed a new use case for smart contracts, able to foster decentralized legal research by engaging and incentivizing groups of jurists with different legal backgrounds. The tool could be of particular importance in facing regulatory risks affecting DAOs and DeFi. Okay, so after the discussed declarations of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler pertaining to the need to protect investors and regulate crypto, the legal risks affecting DeFi and cryptocurrency ecosystems seem to be more pronounced. So Gary Gensler came on and he's saying, I like crypto, I lean towards crypto, I've been teaching crypto, I'm involved in crypto, but I want to keep, people safe from crypto. So that's my priority. All right, so let's take a quick look at what Gary Gensler has to say. He basically says, while I'm neutral on the technology, even intrigued, I spent 3 years teaching it, leaning into it. I'm not neutral about investor protection. I guess my summary and my paraphrase was a little biased, but whatever. That's what I do. Okay, so it's become a parlor game in Washington, on Wall Street, and in Silicon Valley to figure out where the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler stands on cryptocurrencies. Industry lobbyists tune in when he testifies before Congress. Lawyers parse his speeches. Goldman Sachs Group Wealth Advisors recently boasted in a research report looking for clues in 29 hours of blockchain and money course he developed at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. That's an arduous but not novel undertaking, since the videos of the classes have garnered millions of views online, something that amazes even Gensler. So a lot of people want to know about cryptocurrency, but they don't really have any direction. That's kind of what Bankless is trying to do, is steer people in the right direction. In his first extensive interview about the digital money craze, Gensler signaled that his deep interest in the subject doesn't mean he's simpatico, going along with the hands-off oversight approach that many enthusiasts would like to see. Policymakers have struggled with how to respond to the mostly unregulated $1.6 trillion market, which has seen explosive growth and wild price swings. Gensler is contemplating a robust oversight regime centered on establishing safeguards for the millions of users who've been stocking their portfolios with tokens. Okay, so so Gary Gensler wants to put in regulations because he's concerned about us. Prominent DeFi protocols began to allocate funds. So in light of that, prominent DeFi protocols began to allocate funds to lawyers and academics with the aim of influencing the political discourse surrounding cryptocurrencies and defending developers from liability. Okay, so with everything that's gone on, with Janet Yellen trying to push through this entire inside the infrastructure, trying to push through all these regulations, calling anybody that develops and does stuff on DeFi brokers, so therefore they have to give all their information to all the customers who use their services, which is literally impossible since people just connect a wallet, and therefore all these people would be held liable. So prominent DeFi protocols began to allocate funds to lawyers and academics with the aim of influencing the political discourse surrounding that. So now the DeFi protocols want to fight back, understandably so. And they want to defend these developers from the liability of that, of now this legal infrastructure trying to be pushed through to make them liable for people using these protocols, which can turn into a huge sticky situation. And Randy says, oh yeah, Gary Gensler, he's so nice, he wants to save us from ourselves. Yeah, the government has been on a huge tear the past couple of years trying to treat all of us like we're children. It's just insane. Like we have, society has absolutely zero common sense. And, I lived in New York City. I love New York City. I lived there for 5 years. But one thing that I learned from being there is they are very New York centric. If you are not living within the tri-state area, then you don't exist other than LA, and you're just thought of in a lot of cases or talked about as kind of being less than or ignorant. So it's something that I kind of picked up from there, and I see this a lot in a lot of the legislation and a lot of the politicians going on too, about them basically treating us like we're children. And I mean, that's why cryptocurrency has come about, because we're tired of being treated like we're children. Banks with all these fraud protection devices for our own goods, sitting here locking our accounts at gas pumps. So yeah, it's just, and then all these NSF fees as well. Yeah, it's insane. Anyway, I digress. Okay, such initiatives. Okay, so these DeFi protocols are trying to allocate funds to lawyers and academics. Such initiatives may be problematic, as significant treasury holdings are devoted to external persons without any guarantee on the quality of the results nor the benefits arising out of the work. So how do you quantify this? You got a lot of money going out of the DAOs, hiring these lawyers. And that's exactly how corruption starts, because you sit there and you hire these consultants and lawyers and academics to try to solve these problems for you. And then before you know it, that large vacuum sucking sound, just starts happening, because all the people with pens are sitting here sucking up all the money from all the people with hammers. You know what I'm saying? The people that actually do the work are sitting there paying these people with pens to try to get the government and the large bureaucrats off their back. And so the people with the pens, the lawyers and stuff like that, how do you judge exactly what they're doing? They need some kind of key performance indicator, right? So moreover, direct transfers of DAO tokens may provoke large sell-off. So if you're sitting there paying these lawyers large amounts from the DAO treasury fund, then suddenly, everybody notices, oh, there's a whole bunch gone. I need to sell my tokens to potentially, and this potentially impacts the token's price and the credibility of the project, because when you pay these lawyers and you pay these consultants and you pay these academics, they're not going to sit around and hold these tokens because they're members of the DAO. They're going to sell it off and transfer it over to stable coins or just completely cash out, and then it could potentially impact the price of the token, and then the credibility of the entire DAO and the project goes down. So you see where these issues start to compound on themselves once you have all this stuff going on. It's you have these regulatory bodies up here saying, we're going to regulate crypto, we're going to regulate these developers who are in turn in these DAOs, and then you have these DeFi protocols saying we need to defend ourselves. We have to hire lawyers in order to do so. So we need to allocate our treasury funds from the DAO in order to do that. But when they do that, these lawyers take the money and then they go and they cash out, which devalues the token, and then it snowballs on itself. So it is an issue. So according to a use case developed by the Bankless DAO Legal Guild, UMA's key performance indicator options may help to avoid dysfunctional elements and align the incentives of DAOs and lawyers/experts. Now, I am not a corporate person. I mean, I do work by default, I mean, I guess for a corporation, for a fairly large company, but I worked for a smaller branch of that, almost pretty much like almost a mom and pop shop still. But so I don't really have to deal with things like, you know, KPIs, and I don't have to do any of these like Myers-Briggs or tests or business metrics or anything like that. All I have to do is just turn in sales reports every month on an Excel spreadsheet, and then maybe turn in like a prospect report. And that's about it. I don't really have to get into all this other stuff like KPIs. But so I'm not that familiar with KPIs in the corporate speak world. So what is a KPI? Basically, it is a critical key indicators of progress towards an intended result. KPIs provide focus for a strategic and operational improvement and create an analytical basis for decision making and help focus attention on what matters most. Basically, it's a way to quantify kind of vague work, you know, and you have to set these measurements of, you know, what you want to measure, and there's a whole bunch of different things that you can try to measure. I'll link this article in here. It kind of tells you exactly what types of stuff you can measure, and there's a ton of things in the business you can measure in order to quantify output. And if you can measure it, then you can grow from it, I guess, or you can grow it, I guess. Yeah, if you can measure it, you can grow it. Anyway, so according to the Bankless use case developed by the Bankless DAO's Legal Guild, UMA's key performance indicator options may help to avoid dysfunctional elements and align the incentives of DAOs and lawyers/experts. Hey, good morning, Andy Panda. So, KPI's options are synthetic ERC20 tokens that will pay out more rewards if a project's KPI reaches predetermined targets before a given expiry date. Every KPI option holder has an incentive to improve that KPI because their option will be worth more. These can be distributed to select addresses to align individual token holder interests with the collective interests of the protocol. So in fact, the KPI can be backed by any approved ERC20 token, e.g. the DAO tokens like the bank token or the UMA token, and can be valued against any KPI that a project wants to improve. UMA releases TVL options for DeFi protocols. These options pay out more like project tokens as TVL goes up. So the higher the total value locked, you know, the more the payout is. In this way, option holders are united and incentivized in growing TVL. Upon contract expiry, KPI options are redeemable for an amount determined by the KPI's progress. Who determines the progress? The optimistic oracle with UMA's smart contracts proposes a price value for the KPI tokens that can be disputed by its holders. So anyway, without going on too long about it, here we go. Building a decentralized legal narrative. The recent U.S. infrastructure bill has once more demonstrated how regulators struggle to understand blockchain technicalities and potentialities. Therefore, from a legal standpoint, it is of paramount importance to prevent detrimental regulatory interventions through explanatory statements and position papers able to provide guidance. In this regard, UMA's KPI options may support the creation of a decentralized legal narrative in line with the features and the spirit of the blockchain industry. Now, this is cool. The blockchain smart contract may incentivize collaboration between actors located all over the world with the aim of accomplishing the work. The project champions would have an incentive to find highly skilled contributors able to cover all the required research angles. And then another point, the establishment of reliant source of truth oracle may assure the quality of the work. DAOs could remunerate the experts while avoiding the risk of immediate token sell-offs. That's a huge one. And then the group of experts would work in the interest of DAO, given that the final reward depends on the value of the underlying token used as collateral for the KPI options. So it basically holds the outsourced and the funds that are going towards the defense against all these regulations accountable, and it quantifies the actual work that is being done. So it's a pretty interesting thing. Such a transformation within the crypto legal space is now strongly... Okay, so hold on. Due to the listed elements, legal experts would not treat DAOs as clients, but would act as contributors and work to align the functions and values of the organizations to the variegated off-chain legal landscape. Such a transformation within the crypto legal space is now strongly advocated by the movement of the Lex Punk Army, a group of lawyers and developers aiming to defend the interests of DeFi protocols from a legal point of view. So this is interesting. A whole new niche of legal structure is coming about, of lawyers wanting to defend the interests of DeFi protocols from a legal point of view. So I saw Lex Punk Army. I thought that's a cool name. So I wanted to take a look and see what this Lex Punk Army is. At the intersection of law and decentralized technology, the true calling of lawyers is to join with builders and hodlers and degens, partying in the autonomous zones, mobilizing nomadic war machines and founding cloud nations. Thus, the Lex Punk Army has risen. For the Lex Punks, law is visceral. It is pervasive, utterly intimate, not outside us, but next to us, under our skin, often inside our minds. We are autonomous lawyers. Reforming the regulations of current nation states is an inadequate illegal goal. We must forge our own cloud nations with legal systems built from the ground up for crypto native compatibility. A crypto code of Hammurabi based on powers rather than rights, incentives rather than obligations. L3X is the social curation and governance token of the Lex Punk Army. 10100101. Okay, L3X have been minted for distribution to early strategic allies and members of the Lex Punk and crypto law communities. So anyway, there's like this whole law community forming around DeFi protocols that have spawned as a result of Gary Gensler, of Janet Yellen, of Gary Gensler's attempts at regulations. Or call for regulations, Janet Yellen's attempt to stuff regulations inside of an infrastructure bill. So now everybody's fighting back. They're like, hey. So it's creating this culture and this rise of this Lex Punk Army, and it's creating these KPI options on protocol to quantify the work that these people are doing, that we're hiring in order to defend ourselves. So I mean, I see it all as pretty good, so I don't know. It's interesting. And maybe is this the rise of a bureaucrat class within the cryptocurrency world? That could be negative. I don't know. These are questions that I have, and I'd be interested to hear your point of view. So we try to run from bureaucracy. We try to run from regulation and legislation, and here we are right back at square one of everything that we were trying to run against, except now this time it's us forming these things in order to fight against the outside forces trying to put a muzzle on us, literally, So, all right. Well, that being said, I've gone on for quite a while, and I need to go ahead and get to work. Like I said, concussion protocol is over. I actually have to do the drive today and not work from home. I'm thankful that I did not crack my skull, and I don't have any internal bleeding, and I will leave it at that. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here every single day. So I will be wearing a helmet from now on when I skateboard. 37 years without a helmet. I thought I was okay, but it's not if, it's when you will crack your skull. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later. And if you have any suggestions about topics for tomorrow, let me know. This Saturday, I'm interviewing the community manager for MarketSquare.io, Bryn Huxtable, I think is how you pronounce his first name. Bryn. Okay, I'll have to have him clarify that. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.